I won't be a rock star, darling. I will be a legend. The brightest stars often burn through all their light right before they fall, trading a fleeting moment of fire for an eternal echo in this world. Michael left us at 50 under tragic circumstances. Elvis collapsed at 42. Kurt's light went out at 27. And John was taken from us far too soon at 40. But if you want to talk about the most glamorous, beautifully destined curtain call in rock history, darling, that will always belong to me, Freddie Mercury. My life was draped in controversy, but to my dying breath, I was unapologetically myself, even when the price was my life. I was born on September 5th, 1946, on the island of Zanzibar in East Africa. Don't ask me what a Parsi is. We are the descendants of ancient Persians, the last followers of Zoroastrianism. And by the way, Freddie Mercury wasn't my real name. I was born Farik Bosara. Listen to it. It sounds like a name meant for selling spices on the streets of India. I didn't like it. Not one bit. I was born with a little joke from God. 4 extra incisors. When I was a child, those little bastards chased me around calling me Bucky, and I used to hide in the corners and cry. But what did they know? It was exactly that extra space in my mouth that gave me this 4-octave vocal range. It was my weapon, darling, and my crown. When I was 17, the revolution burned its way to our doorstep in Zanzibar. My family fled to England like refugees, settling in a tiny, miserable house in Feldham. Who could have known, my dear? Who could have known that this storm in East Africa would blow a buck-toothed Persian boy straight into the arms of rock and roll royalty? Money was dreadfully tight while I was studying illustration at Ealing Art College. I sold second-hand clothes at Kensington Market and lugged baggage at Heathrow just to survive. But then I found the band Smile, Brian's singing guitar, and Roger's heartbeat drum fills. They were tailor-made for me. In 1970, Smile's lead singer and bassist walked away. I knew my moment had arrived. I marched up to Brian and Roger and said, "Let me sing, and we are going to be the greatest band in the world." I renamed the band Quinn. It's very regal, darling, and it sounds splendid. It's strong, very demanding, and brilliantly theatrical. I even designed our legendary crest myself, drawing all 4 of our zodiac signs into it. That was the same year I buried Farouk and changed my surname to Mercury, the mythical messenger of the gods, moving between light and shadow. From that day on, I was Freddie Mercury, nothing else. When we blew all our savings recording a demo, those fools at the record labels simply couldn't comprehend what we were doing. Until 1974, when Killer Queen broke out. It had this arrogant English refinement to it, and it hit number 2 on the UK charts. Overnight, everyone was obsessed with this long-haired, eyeliner-wearing frontman who sounded like an absolute demon. By 1975, to escape a management company that was bleeding us dry, we were left entirely broke. With our backs against the wall, I wrote a 6-minute piece called Bohemian Rhapsody. Ballad, opera, hard rock. I threw every mad idea I had into it. The record executives turned green. Radio will never play a song this long. I looked at him with absolute disdain and said, "Release it exactly as it is, or I walk." I slipped a copy to my dear friend, the DJ, Kenny Everett. When he played it on the radio over and over again, the whole of Britain went absolutely mad. It sat at number 1 for 9 glorious weeks. We didn't just win. We brought the world to its knees. Later it came We Will Rock You, and We Are the Champions. Whenever I stood on that stage, watching tens of thousands of people stomping and weeping for me, oh darling, no thrill in the world could ever compare to that rush. The stage was my kingdom, and I was the king. But when the lights went down, I was a man utterly terrified of being alone. Mary Austin, she was the light of my life when I had absolutely nothing. We were engaged, but 6 years later, I had to look her in the eye and tearfully confess my true orientation. I will never forget her expression. She simply said, "I still love you, Freddie." Our romance ended, but she remained my absolute soulmate, the love of my life. I lost myself in the glittering nightlife for a while, until Jim Houghton came along. I actually hit on him at a club back in 1983, but that stubborn Irish hairdresser turned me down flat. It wasn't until we met again in 1985 that he finally understood me. He didn't love the magnificent rock star. He just loved Freddie, the man who could sometimes be as fragile as a child. 1985. Live Aid. Those were the most unforgettable 20 minutes of my life. When I walked onto the stage at Wembley, there were 72,000 people. When the rhythm of Radio Gaga kicked in, the synchronized clapping felt like it could shatter the London sky. I knew right then I had the entire world in the palm of my hand. But fate, darling, always has it to the bill when you're having the most fun. In 1987, I received a devastating medical diagnosis. Back in those days, it was a shameful, irreversible sentence. I refused to go public. I didn't want to be an object of pity, and I certainly wasn't going to let the tabloid vultures feast on my tragedy. I just wanted my fans to remember me as the invincible Freddie. I poured every last drop of my life into the music. Dragging my fading body, I sang Barcelona with Montserrat Caballé, blending rock and opera just as I always dreamed. I filmed a video for These Are the Days of Our Lives. I was shockingly thin under all that heavy makeup, but I still smiled, looked straight into the camera, and whispered my final words. I still love you. On November 22nd, 1991, I knew the curtain was coming down. I dictated a statement to finally tell the world the truth. 2 days later, with Jim holding my hand and Mary in the room next door, I closed my eyes in my Golden Lodge home. I slipped away peacefully, without a single regret. Mary quietly laid my ashes to rest, and that place will remain a secret forever. Before the final bow, I must say this to my family, to Brian, Roger, and John, my brothers in arms, and to every single one of you out there who ever bought a record or screamed my name until your throat went raw. Thank you. You gave a lonely boy from Zanzibar the only thing he ever truly craved, a reason to exist. I've lived 1,000 lives because you loved me, and I've loved you all with every fiber of my flamboyant soul. You were the wind beneath my wings, the rhythm in my heart, and the magic in my music. We've had a hell of a ride, haven't we? Don't you dare be sad. Just keep playing the music, loud enough to wake the heavens. I burned wildly through this world for 45 years. I sang the most magnificent songs, loved those who truly deserved it, and wore the heaviest of crowns. I was born for rock and roll, and right to the very end, I did it exactly my way. I am Freddie Mercury. The show is over, darling, but I never really left the stage.